Hey everybody, Massachusetts Prepper here. Today I wanted to share with you a little project that I've had going on, but also wanted to let you know why I haven't been around lately, why I haven't been commenting on your videos or making videos. I think for the month of November I did one video. But anyway, some of y'all know that I do intensive foster care. And I have 3 young men in my home right now that are in foster care. And the holidays are always rough for them. So Thanksgiving and Christmas is usually a rough time. So it takes a lot of my time to give to them to try to keep the home running smoothly. So the long and short of it is, you know, during November and December, most of my time is devoted to the foster children. I say children, they range in ages from 17 to 21. So they're young men. One of them is in school, one has a full-time job, one is, you know, looking for work and may have a job here right after Christmas. But in the process of all the appointments and stuff, it really just takes a lot of my time this time of year for them. But anyway, I just wanted to apologize for not being out there supporting your channels like I have in the past. And I want to apologize to my subscribers for, you know, not putting out new content. I hope that's going to change here real soon, right after Christmas. I'm going to try to get a few videos out between now and then, but I just can't make any guarantees because of what's going on here in the home with the foster children. But on that note, here's a project I've been working on, and I wish I would have got a lot of video of it, but I got none. I just did not bring the camera along with me while I was working on this project, but this is what it is. Well, let me show y'all what I've been up to for the last few days. This is 2 100-watt Renogy solar panels. And as you can see, I've got them on a platform here, a ground mount. There's going to be 4 more 100-watt solar panels added to this. Now, I've got this set up right now so I can adjust it. As you can see on the pole, I have basically the months with the degrees labeled on here, and I have holes also drilled in my 2x4 or 2x3, whatever it is. But this will let me adjust it for the different times of the month. Now for November and December, these are just setting up here to keep them off the ground. But this is a 30-degree angle for November and December, and I can adjust it all out. I kind of averaged out what it would be between the months. So like November and December should be I think for my area, November should be 24 degrees, and December is up a little bit higher, like 34 degrees. So I've got it set at a 30-degree angle, kind of splitting the difference. So it's optimum for where I only have to change it every 2 months. I'll change the angle, and this should work. And it'll be nice once I get the other 4 solar panels on there, so it won't look so weird. Now, also, one of the things I've done is stuck a wind turbine up there. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. You can see the wind turbine. And this is a wind turbine from Missouri Wind and Solar. Now, it's on a 20-foot pole. Right there, and of course right now I don't have any wind, We got about a 2-mile-an-hour wind, and it takes about a 4 or 5-mile-an-hour wind to get things started. It does work fairly well. We had about 7-mile-an-hour winds yesterday, and it was working quite nicely. All right, yeah, so like I was saying, that is a Missouri Wind and Solar 1600 watt wind turbine. I don't expect to get 1600 watts out of it without hurricane force winds, but I should get a couple hundred watts out of it, and should help on charging my batteries on those days when we don't have a lot of sun. Now, as you see right now, I do have a little bit of sun on my panels, and of course, the way we're situated here, the sun comes up this time of year right above that mountain right there. Just barely peaks above it, and about 11 o'clock it moves over, so we start getting some decent sun. And there, I'll blind you for a minute. There's where the sun is now, and it will drop down over the next couple of hours over there. So I end up getting about maybe 4.5 hours of sun on these panels during the day at this time of year. I'll bring you in here. Right now, the only thing the solar panels are running is this yard light that I put up. So when my wife comes home 10 o'clock at night, got it set up on a timer that comes on and then goes off at like 11:15. Let me bring you in here. Now, my shop is a total disaster area because I've had this project going, and Mrs. MP's been working on a project on her fire truck, and as you can see, my shop is just cluttered and full. But this is what I want to show you. I've got this box, or this PVC pipe running down to where my wires are coming in. Runs my wires up into my box. I've got one outlet in there, and I've got to redo this because it's not right. Basically, the yard light is coming in here. Got my wires in this box, and then I go into this timer, but the timer sticks out. I've got to get a 3-prong timer and one that is orientated in a different way, so I can, the goal is to add another plug here and a switch. And then of course a faceplate and everything on that, but this is just going to be a box where I'm going to like have some connections and stuff. And as you see, it doesn't close because it's not wide enough the way this sticks out. So I need a timer with a different orientation. I'll pick one up at Walmart. This is what I've got. This panel right here is for the Missouri Wind and Solar wind turbine. And of course you got your on position, your free spinning, your brake. And right now, as you can see, the turbine is not spinning. We don't have enough wind to get that whirling. And of course, you know, it's only 20 feet up, and it does take about 5-mile-an-hour wind to get it going. But that is wired in 3-phase, comes in here, 3-phase out, and then the rectifier changes it to DC current. Well, that runs right down, hooks into the batteries down there. Now I do have a Renogy Tracer 40 amp charge controller, and I've got a 1000-watt inverter down there. I do have a shut-off switch going from my battery bank to my inverter, or it goes into a fuse. And because of the size wire I'm using right now, which is only 8-gauge wire, I have a 40 amp fuse on there, and this here is the 10-gauge wire that comes with your solar panels, and it's going into a 40 amp fuse. Yeah, I know it should be a 30 amp fuse, but I'm going to change this out to 8-gauge wire so I can use the 40 amp fuses. Now there's some things I'm not real sure of, and I'm hoping that some of the people out there that are into the wind and solar a lot more than I am, because I'm just getting started, can help me out with this. Coming out of my wind turbine on my positive cable, I'm coming down with 4-gauge wire, and that has a 150 amp fuse on it. Now I know a 150 amp fuse in 4-gauge wire is rated, or that's what it's rated for, so the fuse will blow before the wire burns, is my understanding. So if anybody out there has, you know, more knowledge, and I'm sure there are a bunch of yous out there that know a lot more than I do about the wind and solar, if you see anything on here that I can do different that will make this more efficient and safer, please, you know, leave your suggestions, because I am totally open to suggestions on this, because this is not my forte. I'm not a big wind and solar guy, just getting started in wind and solar, and fusing and wire sizes and stuff like that is, you know, there's a lot of information on the internet, but some of it's contradictory, so it's hard to really understand exactly what I need to do and what I don't need to do. I do know these wires right here do need to be shortened up. They're a little bit long, so I probably got some wasted energy going through those wires, so I do need to shorten those up, make those shorter, and probably could even go, you know, I think those are 6-gauge there. I'm going to change that over to 4-gauge as well, and some people say 2-gauge or 8-gauge. So, you know, I'm confused with a lot of this. So if anybody wants to chime in, tell me what I can do different to make this more proficient, I'm open to suggestions. Where this comes into the house, I came right up this PVC here and brought it up and in. This is all going to be changed to 4-gauge wire. I have 4-gauge wire ordered and should be here sometime, probably next week. I ordered that from Windy Nation. They had a good deal on 4-gauge wire, so I ordered 75 feet of that. I need 63 feet to run from over there on my solar panels to my unit here. So this is what I have so far, everybody. I know it's not perfect, and like I said, I'm open to suggestions, so chime in, tell me what I can do better, tell me what I've done right, and yeah, so this is it. But I wish I would have got the whole process of getting this all set up on video. Unfortunately, when you're working on a project, sometimes you forget the camera. The solar panels wasn't bad. Like I said, there's going to be 4 more added to that, so that'll be a 600-watt array right there. And the wind turbine, even though it's only on a 20-foot pole, we had some challenges getting that up there. And it was definitely an adventure. And hopefully the next time I bring y'all out here, I won't have all this mess everywhere in my shop. My goodness, this place is a disaster area. Few projects and everything's gone wrong. But anyway, oh yeah, let me just see if I can get this in here, show y'all what we got with the solar panels right now. This is picking that up. That's 13.6. So the batteries are sitting there at 13.6, and that's just off what those 2 solar panels there are doing with our limited light, because the wind turbine's just not turning. So they're at 13.6 now, so we have some pretty good charge on them batteries. Yeah, and these are only 35 amp hour batteries. They're made for the power chairs, and I picked up 4 of them at a pretty decent price. I know it's a lot smaller than what I need. I want to get some of the Trojan 16L batteries. Those are running about 350 bucks a piece for a 6-volt battery. It's a 6-volt battery at 405 amp hours. So one of those at 6 volts gives me way more than I've got here. I've only got 140 amp hours with these 4 batteries. So when I pull up the, if I get the Trojan batteries, that will give me 810 amp hours in one 12 volt system with 2 of those 6 volt batteries. There we go. Will you survive whatever comes your way? I sure hope so. This is the Massachusetts Prepper saying, take care all.